Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is on your boy Lewis on his second straight video. Welcome back to the Lewis Basketball and Football Network. I am back with another one with another banger with yet another video. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about this. So, the NBA showed on, I was looking at Instagram, and they're already showing the eligible candidates for the 2020 Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. The 2019 finalists are already in, I believe. So, and I think the Hall of Fame, I don't know if it happened already, but I think it's supposed to be this upcoming weekend on the 14th. And so, they already showed the candidates, and I'm going to lay out the candidates for next year's Hall of Fame. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Number one, the fundamentals, TD21, Tim Duncan. Number two, the big ticket, KG, Kevin Garnett, number 21. Number three, Kobe, 8/24, Bean Bryant. Kobe Bryant, yes, is making the Hall of Fame, is a Hall of Fame finalist who's eligible for next year. Then you have Chris Bosh. Chris Toronto Dinosaur Raptor Bosh. No disrespect, I'm just saying it because of the memes, but you know Chris Bosh was a beast. Okay? Then you have Amari Stoudemire. You have Tayshaun Prince. You have Andre Miller. You have Kirk Heinrich. And then you have, who else am I missing? I said Tayshaun, hold on. So I said Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Chris Bosh, Amari Stoudemire, Tayshaun Prince, Caron Butler, Kirk Heinrich, Andre Miller. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are the first ballot Hall of Famers that are no-brainers. That would be Tim Duncan, who made 15 all defensive selections. He made, I believe, 11 all NBA selections, I believe. Tim Duncan's a 5-time NBA champion. Tim Duncan is a 3-time Finals MVP. Okay? Then you have KG, the big ticket, Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, and I believe Timmy was a 15-time All-Star. Kevin Garnett, I believe a 13-time All-Star. One of, I think, 4 or 5 players in NBA history to average 20 points and 10 rebounds for 12 consecutive seasons. Kevin Garnett, 2008 NBA World Champion, 2008 Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, and before I continue, Tim Duncan, back-to-back MVPs in 2002 and 2003 MVP. 2000 All-Star MVP with Shaquille O'Neal. Kevin Garnett, 2003 All-Star Game MVP. 2008 Defensive Player of the Year Award. KG, also, I believe he made 9 or 10 All-NBA selections, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. KG made first team All-NBA defense, I believe, 4 or 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. First team, I believe he has about maybe, 6 to 8 All-Star all defensive selections, I believe. So there's Kevin Garnett. Ladies and gentlemen, then you have Kobe Bean Bryant, the only shooting guard in NBA history, ladies and gentlemen, to score 30,000 points, have 7,000 rebounds, and over 6,000 assists. The only shooting guard in NBA history to accomplish that. A 5-time NBA champion, 18-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star Game MVP, regular season MVP in 2008, 2-time Finals MVP in 2009 and 2010. One of the greatest scorers of his generation. One of the greatest in Kobe Bean Bryant. One of only 4 players to make 9 defensive first-team selections. Actually, my fault. Kevin Garnett made 9 defensive first-team selections. Okay? Tim Duncan made 8. But he made 15 overall. So Tim Duncan has the most of any player in NBA history. But Kobe Bryant made 9 first-team defensive selections. He has 12 overall. 3 second-team, 9 first-team. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kobe Bryant. Then you have Amari. Oh, wait, no. Let me get to Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh. For people who are capping and saying they don't believe that he's a Hall of Famer, this guy made 11 All-Star teams. Okay? 11 All-Star teams. 11. That dude was no scrub. When he joined LeBron James in the Miami Heat, Chris Bosh already had 5 All-Star teams already at the time. Already. That's unbelievable. I mean, it just tells you, man. I'm telling you right now. So then you have, he's a 3-time he's a 2-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat. And So let me stop a second, ladies and gentlemen. So let me get that. So let me just wait for a second. It's supposed to have Greg Popovich in there as a coach, but let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. So you have what was I going with? Here we go. Let me just go real quick. So here we go. So you have Chris Bosh, Amari Stoudemire, who's another one, right? This is where it starts to stop after after Chris Bosh, because I said Amari Stoudemire before that. But look, so what I'm gonna say this: Chris Bosh, he made an All NBA team. I don't know if Chris Bosh made any defensive teams, but Chris Bosh was an 11-time All-Star. And remember what cut his career short? Blood clots. That ended his career. Blood clots in his lungs officially ended his career. But Chris Bosh was on a Hall of Fame pace. This guy averaged 24.8 points and 10.8 rebounds, shooting 51.8% the year before he joined LeBron James. He had back-to-back 2010 seasons, and I think it was going to start a trend of where Chris Bosh was going to average 20 and 10 for many consecutive seasons. But his game had to adjust, and it changed when he teamed up with LeBron. But it's just not the fact that he won 2 championships. Chris Bosh was an 11-time All-Star. So y'all need to put respect on Chris Bosh's name. Then we have Amari Stoudemire. And this one's very interesting because Amari made the All-Star team, I believe, 5 or 6 times. Amari was a guy who he made an All-NBA. I believe he made a lot of second-team NBAs. I don't know if he made a first team. But his career, to me, his is more tough because he's kind of like, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer because I don't think he has enough on his resume to make it. But Amari was on his way though, because I remember that people were just saying that he was just a pick and roll player and that he just benefits off of athleticism. Well, he developed a jump shot with Steve Nash, and guess what happened? Amari became one of the most deadliest power forwards of his time. As a matter of fact, in the Western Conference Finals in 2005, when the Suns had the best record in the league at 62 wins, and they went up against the San Antonio Spurs, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Nash and Amari were killing that series against San Antonio, and Tim Duncan could not stop Amari. Okay? How about this? The fact that this dude averaged 30 and 10 in that Western Conference Finals against Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had no answer for him. The problem is they could stop them as a team because the Spurs were able to slow the game down. But Amari was nothing but a beast in his prime. And unfortunately for him, he learned a little too late from Hakeem Olajuwon in terms of refining his post game. Because if you look at Amari, he's very fluid and he's very quick. So his feet, he had very impeccable footwork when he actually learned from Hakeem because Amari had a very quick first step and he was explosive. So it benefited Amari. But it's unfortunate for him because he just got too injured too often, and his career was cut very short, and he had to end up retiring. So I don't think he makes the Hall of Fame. So that's where Amari, it's kind of like he was on the path, but no, he gets cut short. Then this is where the stupidity happens. And I want to know who is voting in the NBA Hall of Fame, because whoever's voting, they need to get them dudes out of there. They need to get them all out of here, man. Kirk Hinrich, with all due respect to Kirk Hinrich, that dude is not a Hall of Famer. He really doesn't have an NBA career resume. He may have had a great career in Kansas, but the NBA Hall of Fame is a joke because they're letting just about anybody in. So if you're going to let anybody in, and if you're considering putting Kirk Hinrich in, you need to put Chris Webber in the Hall of Fame. The NBA is just probably not going to do it because of that scandal in college with the Fab Five in Michigan. That's what's holding Chris Webber back. Because people are saying that Chris Webber may be a better player than Chris Bosh. That's fine. But Chris Bosh was able to make 11 All-Star teams to Chris Webber's 5. And Chris Webber played 14 years. But Chris Webber was very, very injury prone, though. Very injury prone in his career. And I feel like his injuries took away what could have been one of the best power forwards in NBA history. Because with Chris, it's one of the best power forwards of his time. And it's the same thing with Chris Bosh, even though Chris Bosh made 6 more All-Star teams. But then you have Tayshaun Prince. Now, all due respect, Tayshaun locked down Kobe in the finals in 04. Prince, because a lot of Kobe guys who don't like Kobe, they just gonna go, oh, Tayshaun locked his ass up in the finals, right? But Tayshaun Prince has a gold medal to his name. Oh, and let me not forget, Kevin Garnett won Olympic gold in 2000. Let me see. Kobe Bryant won Olympic gold in 2008 and 2012. So congrats to them. But with Tayshaun Prince, he has a gold medal. He has an NBA championship with the Detroit Pistons. But he was the only guy, I think, in the 2006 All-Star game. He was the only player that was left off of that All-Star team. Because if you remember, Ben, Rasheed, Rip, and Chauncey made the team. Everybody but he did. So, unfortunately, Tayshaun played a very steady career in the NBA, but he doesn't have the resume to be a Hall of Famer neither. So, he's out of the question. Andre Miller. Here's my issue with Andre Miller. He was a very good point guard for a very long time, very steady. He was a class act. He was a very, very good passer. He wasn't flashy, but he made the simple yet effective right play with Andre Miller. Later in his career, showed that he could score the basketball. I mean, he had a 52-point game with the Portland Trail Blazers. Andre Miller was a very good point guard for a long time. But he also, and like I said, he's in the top, 25, I believe, in assists, 25 in assists. But even with Andre Miller, he doesn't have the career resume to be a Hall of Famer neither. So I'm sorry, but that doesn't work with me, doesn't resonate well with me neither. So Andre Miller's not a Hall of Famer, and that's with all due respect. I respect Andre Miller for being the serviceable point guard that he is. And then we have Caron Butler, ladies and gentlemen. Caron Butler is a two-time All-Star. He was a two-time All-Star for the Washington Wizards, and I believe he made third-team All-NBA, if I'm not mistaken. I know he was a third-team All-Rookie. I didn't even mention the rookie teams for Tim, Kobe, and KG, but I believe all three of those players made first-team All-Rookie in their respected years, if I'm not mistaken. Or I believe Kobe was second-team because I remember he wasn't playing that many minutes under Dale Harris. But Caron Butler is an NBA champion with the Dallas Mavericks in 2011. But like what's his face? Like some of these other guys, Caron Butler's career was cut short as well with injuries. So he was injury prone. So I'm sorry, but that's not the case. And ladies and gentlemen, just so you guys know, the criteria after you retired used to be that you needed 5 years. You needed to wait 5 years to be eligible to be on the ballot for that year's Hall of Fame. But now they have shortened it down to 3. So for those who are saying, like, why isn't Manu Ginobili there or why isn't Dwayne Wade there? Here's the thing, folks. Dwayne Wade just retired this season. So he has to wait until, this is 2019? He has to wait until 2022 to be eligible for a Hall of Fame slot. And Manu Ginobili retired in 2017, so he is eligible for next year. So if you guys are asking for D-Wade will be 2022 and Ginobili will be 2021. And if D-Wade is not 2022, it'll most likely be 2023. So, that's what it is on that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Lewis back with another one. Let me know what you guys think about the Hall of Fame class that is going to be eligible for 2020. I didn't mention the coaches. These are just the players. I just only mentioned Greg Popovich because they said that he might be eligible for the 2020 Hall of Fame class in terms of coaching. But these are just the players. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the list is preposterous and who should be in and who should be out for this year's 2020 class? Because even for Vlade Divac made it before Chris Webber. So Chris Webber's kind of getting blackballed by the NBA Hall of Fame, if you ask me. He's getting Carmelo blackballed when it comes to the Hall of Fame. But they're holding him back because of, like I said, because of that scandal that happened in Michigan to this day. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You already know the deal as always. Bless up, live, laugh, love, peace. Thank you for watching. DJ, you already know the deal for my subs. Hit them with.
I'm in the coupe for show. Candy cold. Candy. Woo. Make sure my jello my cold. I'm on fro.